Welcome back everyone to our gameplay of Farm Manager 2018. So in our last video we took a look at the seed and seedling production with our new factory going here. Only uses 2 employees, but we've got a ton of options here. So what I want to do in this video is actually a few things. We'll see how far we get, but one of the things I want to do is build a couple of more of these, because we talked about there's so many different options here. So I took a quick look, and I think there are 2 more of these opportunities that we want to take advantage of, and that would be the lupine and the colza here, in addition to the corn that we're already using. And I also want to swap around some things up here at the top, because what I would really like to do going forward, and I'm really starting to like the synergy that we're building. Again, I'm not sure how big ultimately we're going to be able to get this farm, because even though there have been massive performance improvements over the last probably, what, 2 weeks or so, I'm still wondering just how big we're going to be able to get before the frames per second just catch up to us. So we're going to push it as far as we can. I do want to let you know that I've been getting some low temperature warnings on our fields here, which is absolutely no surprise. We're getting toward the middle of fall, so we're going to push this, and so far the wheat is still growing, but we're going to see if we make it to that 37 and 46 day threshold to actually get one more harvest out of these. If we do, that's great. If we don't, then that is certainly no issue. Let's go ahead and cultivate this ground just so I can get that out of the way. It's not something we have to do, but it's something I want to do just to go ahead and clear all of that off before we get started next spring. So that we'll just go ahead and get that out of the way. So I know I want to add a couple more of these. The first thing I need to do is I need to get busy with some more cows, because our slaughterhouse here has come by and gotten all of our cows, and so we're back down to 2 in all of these. Let's see what we've got. So we've got all 4 of these. Yes, we're showing anything above 2, so we're keeping 2 in there. All right, so that'll get these guys back and going. Of course, that is a huge money maker. The meat from the cows is a humongous money maker for us, and if we take a quick look in here, let's just see what we've been getting for the past month anyway. I'm not going to go for a full year because that's really not all that important. Of course, we're at the time of the year where the honey production is going to really slow down. We're already down to 2 forms of honey because of my neglect of one of our fields. Let's see, cow meat. Okay, we're still doing pretty good there, even though it takes a lot for me usually to remember to buy some more cows, since they haven't quite made it to the point where the animal husbandry is going to kick in automatically like it has with all of the other animals here on the farm. And in thinking about where, going back to this seed and seedling production, I don't think I want to get into producing the seedlings. If we come back in here and take a look, you can see as we get down here, you know, like some of the red pepper plants, budding potatoes, and things like that. I don't think I want to get into those production, because one of the things I'm going to struggle with is there is no automatic sale on these. We looked at that and saw that in our last video. The seeds, we don't have a way to set up an automatic sale of those. So because of that, we're in a bit of a bind. I'm going to have to sell those manually. And because of that, I don't want to go too crazy here. So we're going to have a total of 3 of these for now, assuming I can find a place to put all 3 of them anyway. And we'll simply go with it that way. So let's go ahead. Let's see. We don't need a road. I think I could fit 1 more right in here. And for now, I'm not going to put another silo anywhere. We've got a few scattered around, and I really like the idea of these silos being closer to the animals, because I have no trouble with the animals getting some of this as food. I mean, granted, we're going to be ordering a lot of this stuff for money-making ventures, but if the workers come and get some of this and use as food for the animals, that is no problem whatsoever. So for that reason, I'm not going to be putting a silo right in the middle and huddling up these seed production. So let's go ahead and take care of at least one more of these. Okay, let's see. We're going to have to knock down some more trees. Let's see. Actually, I can get by with no reason to really cut it that close. So let's go ahead and give it a little bit of room here. All right, we'll put one right there. Let's see. Let's make sure we've got the... Yes, the automatic inseminator is on. Every time I see that heart icon show up, I just want to make sure. Okay, let's catch up a little bit on the greenhouses here. There we go. Greenhouse is all done. Okay, so while that is, let's go ahead and fast forward a little bit here to get started on some things. So let's go ahead and I'll show you a little bit about what I was talking about. I'm going to go into the market segment. So let's start with the lupine. Okay, here we go. So we've got sort of our finished product, the crop itself, and then we've got the seed. So let's go ahead and let's see how much the crop itself would cost us. Right now you can see it's been on an ever increasing arc here. Wouldn't we all like to have stocks in the stock market that would do that a lot more often? So we'll call that $1.10. Okay, $1.10 per. And then let's go into the seed, and you can see the seed. I mean, look at that. I mean, this is just a huge difference. A huge difference here. So we have lots of money that can be made here because we're over $9 per on the seed. So that is huge. Let's go ahead and slow things down because I noticed that we've got our building ready to go. We need 2 more employees. Let's see, where do we have room for these? Am I going to have to go back over and use this? Yes, it would appear so. Let's see, I don't think we've got any more room. We're going to be purchasing some more land here pretty soon. Let's see, what am I doing here? Let's get back over here. Let's see, do I have any way? Nope, not quite enough room there. And let's see, because I am not opposed to putting one like right over here or something. I think that's what I'm going to do actually. Again, the positioning of it is not a huge deal. Let's see, yes, we've got already some housing in effect right there. So I got to figure out what I'm going to do here, and I guess I will probably just use this since it's already there. Not all that big a deal. Let's see. Let's see if we can find what we're looking for. Where are they at? Yep, that'll work. 473, and then 3 out of 5. I'll take that. And where is the housing we are looking for? Right there. So again, I do not recommend using housing that is this far away, but for us, for the purposes of this playthrough and what we're going for here, it's not going to hurt a thing for it to be that far away. All it's going to do is hurt the amount of money that is available for us to make, and that's certainly not going to make me shed any tears. I can live through it. Okay, let's go ahead and get the perfect employee right there for manufacturing. Get that endurance skill in there as well, and that works out absolutely perfectly. Okay, now let's come back over, and I want to choose these. Okay, I saw another one in there we could have actually used. Okay, so that gives us that. All right, so we're going to set this first one up for actually lupine and use all of it. I'll tell you what, let's don't use all of it. Let's save about 500 in case we want some for the animals that might like to use this as one source of food. Again, we're going to be making lots of money on this, so there's no particular reason to go crazy with this. So we'll keep about 500 on hand. Okay, let's see, how much room do we have in this silo? Oh wow, 60,000. And okay, yeah, we got plenty. We have got plenty. So let's go ahead and bring up the lupine, and let's do 20,000. You can see it's not going to cost us very much at all, comparatively speaking. Let's go ahead and buy that. Now, we need to make some changes across the top because I already know that one of the big things I'm going to do is I am going to forget to buy more whenever we're out. So I'm going to have to try to configure this so that I can look up at the top and maybe be able to instantly know that, yes, I've got what I need or I need to order more. Now the silage, of course, we're keeping a closer eye on that because we're using that for the animals. Let's see, the crops is not going to be such a big deal anymore. Let's see, oats. Oats, no, those are not going to be a huge deal either. I think with what we're going to be doing moving forward, that's going to take care of that. Let's see, where is... Tell you what, let's go ahead and fast forward a little bit here. Also, we need to get started on some training. I see a truck coming in, and I would assume that's going to be... Yep, looks like it delivered it right in there. There it is. There's the lupine. And for our purposes, as I mentioned earlier, I could move it over to this silo, but I'm not, because I do kind of want the animals to have plenty of food. So if they need access to it, I am more than happy for them to have that, rather than having it so much closer for it. You can see there goes our vehicle out now to do that. They're going to pick up the first load of lupine. Now let's go back in and see if I can't find it. There it is, right on top. So now we've got, we started out with 20,000 there. So we're going to get started making money there. Next thing we need to get ordered, and I'm going to go ahead and get this ordered even though we haven't built everything yet, is the colza. Now, of course, we're doing a little bit with the colza because of our honey production. But for these purposes, we're going to do, let's see, 20,000 here as well. Okay, and we'll go ahead and get this set up. Go ahead and build our next production line, and we'll put it right there. And let's go ahead while we've got a moment here and hire a couple of people. There we go, that's good, like that. Let's see, that is housing 2, no seasonal. Let's see, that would work. That's not terrible. But let's see if we can't find somebody with the dedicated skill and nothing else. There we go. That'll work. Okay, that takes care of that. And let's go ahead and get the fast forward on again, just so we can try to get this building up and taken care of. Okay, both of our employees now are maxed out. And you can see as we zoom in a little bit, it's going to take it a little bit for this to get built. And that's going to give us the opportunity to go ahead to our colza. And we're going to put it up here as well. So now that's going to let me know that if we start to run really low on any of this, that we're going to have an opportunity to do some more. Let's see, grass. I'm pretty sure we don't have any more grass, but our silage production seems to be doing pretty good there. Yeah, they're still moving right along. In fact, let's go ahead and see, what is our grass? Do we have any more? Okay, we have a little bit more. So let's go ahead. Again, we can always grow as much of this as we want, but this is by far the quickest way of doing it. Okay, we're going to go ahead and order 10,000 more of the grass. That way we can keep silage production up and running. And besides, I just happen to be thinking of it right now, so okay, autofill here. Let's go ahead and slow down things a little bit. So now that we've got, I mean, we've been keeping around these greenhouses and really focusing on those previously in the gameplay, simply because they offer a great, yeah, I knew we were going to get down to these guys. They offer a great opportunity during the wintertime, which is fast approaching in our playthrough. But for now, they really don't, they're not going to be needed quite a bit for us, because we are going to have this seed production that is going to be a huge moneymaker for us. All right, let's go ahead and manually assign these guys. Look at there, very nice. Okay, let's do current production, and we're going to do colza, and same thing here. We're going to keep about 500. just for any of the animals that might like to have a little bit of it. But I don't think that's going to be a huge deal. You can see the truck immediately come out. He's going to head over and grab the first batch. Okay, let's... Oh, one more thing before I forget. We need to get started on some more training. So our training has been completed actually for a little while now that we've been looking at things. Let's see what we want to do next. Let's pick something that's a very short time span. 7 days. I like that, but I really don't think we need that. Obtaining funding isn't something we need to really worry about. We've got plenty of funding right now, even though we're doing a lot of building. I mean, hey, isn't that what the money's for? I mean, if you just sit there and watch the money accumulate, you're not really accomplishing anything, because the fun of the game is building more stuff, to me. All right, seasonal workers, that's not really a big deal. I mean, all of these are very good. I'm just trying to find something that is the shortest time span. And it looks like this is going to be our best bet, because increasing the strength of our employees means they can do more work before they need to rest, and that's always a good thing. So let's go ahead and get those guys up and running. Let's go back to fast forward, and let's take a quick look and make sure, okay, we've got the corn that's being turned into the seed. Excellent. And let's look over here. Yes, we've got the lupine being turned into the seed there. And just every once in a while, I'll have to remember, and who knows, the seed, the good thing about the seed is it's going to last a while. Its expiration date is going to be quite lengthy, so if we want to do this once or twice a year, we can certainly go in and do that. So it's not something that we're going to have to worry about. If we don't get it sold within a short length of time, it's going to come back to bite us. We're not going to have to worry about anything like that. But that's one of the reasons I want to stay away from the seedlings as much as possible, because I am just likely to forget. All right, let's see if we've got anything yet here. Yes, we do. We've got the colza turning into the colza seed. And again, if you're trying to decide if you want to go down this route, always remember to take a look at, 100 kilograms will turn into how much seed, how many kilograms of seed. And then that way you can go into the market and you can take a look at the prices and see if this will indeed make sense to you. So with that in mind, I don't think we ever got a chance to take a look at the colza here in the market. So the colza itself, the plant itself, we'll call that $1.65. Okay, and then the seed itself, look at the difference here. We're looking at $25 per. So we go from, and again, if I use the market tab, then you can see roughly $1.65, and then we go all the way up to $25. I mean, it's huge. I mean, this right here, you could make a ton of money just simply purchasing and doing the colza seed production. I mean, that would be a monstrous amount of money. And of course, you really don't have to worry a whole lot about micromanaging employees. You just simply hire your employees and take off from there, and you'd be in really good shape either way. Okay, so we're halfway through the month here, and again, we are drawing toward the end. Let's see, too low a temperature. Okay, this is exactly what I was thinking was going to happen. So we might not actually get anything out of this particular crop. And yeah, 22 more days there, 13. Yeah, we're probably not going to get anything there, because as long as the temperature stays low, and of course it's going to get lower as we get closer with some variation. But yeah, this is going to continue to go down. So we didn't quite make it. We're going to be a few days short of being able to get any sort of a harvest there. All right, our other three fields are barren. Okay, and this is what I expected for the cherry fields. We're not going to get anything there because the temperature is going to drop, but they're going to be in place for next year. That's really what it's all about for those. Same thing with the apples. If we don't get anything this year, that is not a problem. This is more for the future than anything else. Okay, let's actually go in now. And let's go into the sales screen, and let's see what we have as far as seeds. Let's just type that in there, in fact. All right, so we have some corn seed in here. Let's go ahead and slow down just a little bit. So we got some corn seed in here. Okay, so we're going to sell them all, 1,650 kilograms. I would love to set it up on auto trade. We'll look one more time, but last time we were in here, it was not going to let me have any of the seeds in this area. But we'll look one more time because that would be amazing if it would. That would be one less step for me to worry about. But yeah, I'm not seeing any seeds whatsoever in here. Yep, no seeds. Okay, so we'll just do it we'll come under sell, type in seed, and we'll just do it that way. So we're going to go ahead and sell the corn, lupine. We're going to sell that as well, sell all of that. And still working on a little bit of wheat here. In fact, let's go ahead and just get rid of that. Just to get it out of our inventory so we can start fresh. And then we've got our colza seed that has been created so far. So we got about $9,500 almost out of a very short amount of time of colza seed. And we only paid, what did we pay, like $20,000 I think for the whole lot. And we're just getting started on creating the seed. So yeah, that's going to be a huge money-making venture for us. So we'll let those guys continuing on with that. And let's see, let's go into report and let's look for the last month. I want to see how much are we getting from the wind farms. Okay, 10,453, and if I move this out of the way, that's from 5 of our wind turbines. Okay, so it has been nerfed quite a bit. So this is quite a bit lower than you used to get. However, what I am really wanting to do is, if you remember last time, if we come back under buy land, we had talked about using land like this, any of the land that's obstructed by, and that's a little weird, I'm not sure what's going on with the map here on this side, but any of the land that is obstructed in a big way by the water flowing through it, putting wind turbines out here. So we got wind turbines that we could put all in here and probably right back in here as well if we wanted to. And that way we can generate a lot of money during the winter time and not have to worry about doing any upkeep or any micromanaging to take care of that. So also, I'm not sure how this works. Do you need a road or an access point to be able to build back here? We're about to find out, because let's go ahead and buy this particular land because I'm interested to know. Okay, let's go ahead. Let's see. It should be, yes, on the other side because we have flipped a map around with the way we're playing it. All right, so now we own all of this land. So what I want to see is, can we build back in here? So let's go ahead and find out right now. So these are 60,000 a piece, and I'm simply going to line these up and put these in here as many as possible. I'll tell you what, let's do one first. And let's fast forward. We got 2 days left on our training to strengthen our employees. But we're just going to forget about everything else just for a moment. And I want to see, I mean, in reality, they should be able to, come across this side. I just don't know how the AI will do that. Okay, so far it doesn't look like anything has been dropped off yet. No tools or supplies have been dropped off yet. Oh, here he comes. All right, so sticking right to the edge. Yep. So it looks like it's going to do exactly what I was hoping it would do, which means good news for us. So we're going to spend some more money here momentarily. Training is done. Let's go ahead and start up some more. We're getting into a time where we're going to get some longer term training. Let's see, which one of these, let's see, reduce the price of machines. Okay, that's good. Slows the wear of machines. Okay, I like this. I like this because we're going to have to start working on these machines at some point. Wintertime would be a great time to do that, if I can remember to do it. Let's go ahead and reduce the wear on those. And there you can see our truck is on its way. So let's go ahead and run it on fast forward just for a few minutes here. Okay, now let's spin. Whoops. There we go. All right, I'm going to hold down tab so that we don't have to keep using the menu back and forth. Let's see, and right here, I'm going to go ahead and leave a little bit of room here just in case. I don't think we're going to be able to purchase any more land behind this. But just in case, I'm going to leave a little room there maybe for a road. But other than that, we're going to try to fill up. Can I get one more in here? Yes, I can. Okay, so we're going to do the same thing over here. But I'm not going to try to cram quite as many in there. I'm going to back off and give a little bit of room here. Okay, then we're going to move across, give a little room for a road. Do we have enough? Yes, we got just enough there. Okay, that'll do for now. But again, we got plenty of room over here. Okay, let's go ahead and slow things down a little bit. Now, I've hit tab by accident over here, so you can see we've got some new pop-ups here. If you haven't seen those before, gives you an idea of not only what's planted, but also the current state. And if you notice here, the temperature is too low, so this wheat field has actually died. So that's kind of what I figured was going to happen. And same thing over here. I don't estimate that we're going to get any sort of a harvest out of either of our orchards for now. But those will kick in quite nicely next time. Let's see. Okay, so they don't have anything in there. Okay, yeah, so far so good. All right, but yes, they have come and got the animals because we're back down to 2 on all of these. Wow. Okay, so let's go ahead and let's see. There we go. All right, so they've added in, I believe this was actually in today's update. Not the main updates. We're on the release candidate, basically the beta test build, if you sign up for that. And I believe it was actually today. If you hold down Shift when you're in here, you can see that in order to purchase the maximum number of animals, just hold down Shift, and that way you don't have to spam the buy button. This would be a huge deal if you had some of the medium or larger cow sheds or goat sheds and so on. All right, let's get rid of the tab menu. Okay, so we've got animals ordered for the cows. We've got greenhouses up to date. Don't have to worry about the fields until springtime. And we've got more seed production up and running. In fact, let's go ahead and see how much we've got going because we're about to the end of the month. And I want to go ahead and sell all of this that we can just to get an idea of how much income we get off of this in our first month. It's going to be a partial month, which is fine. But I do want to have an opportunity to look at our financials real quick. All right, wind turbines coming in. And looking really good. So we've spent all our money. You can easily tell that. But that is no problem. Okay, there we go. You can see all the money coming down. That is because it is the first of the month and all the costs are being factored in there. Okay, let's go ahead under reports. And let's do last month. And we're just going to look at the income for now. Let's see. The wind farm isn't going to really change a whole lot just yet. But so far from the colza seed, $20,000. Just under $12,000 from corn seed. And wheat seed, we didn't get anything. I need to take a look at that and see. Oh, that's the one. We had like, what, 1 kilogram of wheat seed left over from planting is what that was. Okay, now I remember what that was. And then the lupine seed, $8,500. So that's something we'll keep an eye on from month to month. And again, we've got our our raw materials up here that hopefully I will keep a good track of. Okay, cow meat is doing great, 100 grand there. And let's see, goat meat also doing quite nice. Chicken not doing so great. The wheat flour, not all that much to be had there so far. Mutton, we're doing really good with that as well. And again, all of this will continue through the winter. Same thing up here. Not too bad, a little over 10 grand for the goat's milk, a little less than that for the cow's milk. And then, of course, our greenhouses that are keeping us in good money with $20,600, $17,700. If we come under the expenses, if you know anything about it, if you own a business or have owned a business, you already know that all of your money generally comes from employee salaries. That's where all of your cost generally goes, unless you're running a certain type of business that uses a lot of equipment. For us, we also show a lot in cows because we have to restock manually for all of that. So that's why it shows that. Otherwise, it would show in under the inseminator charges. And hopefully the cows will get to that point soon. I'm not sure exactly the time frame for those, but we're nearing on a full season now, a full 4 seasons. So maybe those will get started soon, and we'll do some training to help out with that as well, and maybe speed things along with that. But other than that, our main cost with the animal is going to be the inseminator. So far, so good. Our expenses, I mean, again, forgetting about the cows because the cow meat itself takes care of that. So we're looking at about $38,600 as far as our big charges, which is our employee salary. So $38,600. In fact, I would estimate that going forward, we're going to be able to cover that or pretty close to it with nothing but the wind farm profits. And then, of course, the seeds and all of the rest of this will be will really help us along. So we've spent quite a bit of money in this episode, but I think we've gotten a lot for our money as well. So we're going to leave it here for now. Thank you very much for joining me, and stay tuned as we continue our gameplay series of Farm Manager 2018.